Right now, students and employees at George Mason University are not allowed to carry guns on campus.
But in light of the recent attacks at Virginia Tech, an effort is underway to change that. Audrey Barnes is live outside the Blue Ridge Arsenal in Chantilly getting some opinions. Audrey?
You know, the concealed weapons classes here at Blue Ridge Arsenal are always packed, even though they require many more hours of training than a lot of other gun shops. Now, if this effort to allow students and employees to carry guns on the GMU campus goes forward, safety advocates say training like the kind you would get here would be critical. Joe Cookler wants to be an armed security guard, so at least twice a week he's at the range practicing.
If you don't, it's like math. You may lose it, you may lose the skill, and you may not get the right score to qualify.
This experienced marksman isn't so sure letting students carry guns on the George Mason campus is such a great idea.
You have to be responsible for a gun, and some people are really not.
But this former Marine, who is now a GMU student, is taking aim at the school policy that prohibits students and employees from carrying guns on campus.
I do feel comfortable carrying a handgun. I think I should be able to have that option, as I think other students should.
Andrew Dysart says 30 students have already joined forces with his group called GMU Students for Concealed Carry.
If the policy was changed, would you carry a gun to class with you?
I may. I'd like to have that option. I think that's more what it's about.
We are looking at it now and working with state authorities to keep them abreast of what we're deciding or what our feelings are.
The George Mason campus is still decorated in honor of the Virginia Tech shooting victims. Some students don't believe a more liberal gun policy could have prevented the outcome.
I think that just as many people probably would have died, if not more, because people would have pulled out their guns and started shooting.
I don't think that it would really be helpful for other students to bring guns on campus just because of other incidents.
Blue Ridge Arsenal requires 12 hours of training to get a concealed weapons permit, more than many other stores. Owner Earl Curtis says it's the right thing to do.
Training is the key. Training is the key in anything, especially with handling guns.
And to even get a concealed weapons permit in Virginia, you have to be 21 years old, and that eliminates a lot of students right off the bat. Even so, Andrew Dysart says he will keep lobbying university officials to make this change. The University of Colorado has already done it, also the University of Utah. So he says the precedent is there. Tracy and Todd, back to you.
Well, Audrey, 36 students or so isn't necessarily enough to push this through. Do you get any sense of whether this may actually happen?
They're talking about it, but they say more importantly than just changing the gun policy, they're looking at other ways to make students feel safer. One thing that's on the table right now is to start a cell phone alert system. They're even talking about bringing in highway signs to alert students about trouble on campus. So it's not just the gun policy that's being reviewed there. They're looking at all their safety procedures so that students feel safe.
Audrey Barnes and Chantilly. Thank you, Audrey. Now, we want to know what you think. Should college students be allowed to carry guns on campus for protection? Log on to WUSA9.com. Take part in our web poll. It's right there on the front page.